questions.
Coach, what was your initial, I guess, evaluation of how OG fit in, what he's able to do defensively, offensively?
Yeah, I thought first game, impressive, really, just to be ready and to kind of figure it out, like on the fly. So played smart, played off people well, played great defense, hustled, moved without the ball, shot good shots, made good plays. So very good start.
How much does it change when you do on defense in particular when you have a guy with his size at the 3?
Well, I think it's huge for us just because the switchability, and then when you add in, particularly like when we mix and match with the second group and Josh and Quentin and Julius, all those guys are very good switching with each other. So that changes things, and it takes movement out of the game, and and it reduces, I think, the amount of threes too. So. And then the challenge is, particularly with the size that Minnesota had, the rebounding was terrific. So I thought our reaction to the ball was very good.
You talked about before the game about you kind of calling him yesterday, giving him some terminology and stuff. How much of what he does out there today is that, or is it instinct?
Yeah, and the thing is, when you make a trade during the season, that's the challenge. You don't want him, overthinking things, and then just give them a base and a framework, and we could add day by day. And then, if you get lost, just play. Run into a pick and roll. If you're not sure on an out of bounds play, take the ball out of bounds. That usually that's pretty basic, and everyone else knows what they're doing. So I thought he did that really well. And then running the floor is running the floor. And I thought our activity defensively got us into the open floor some. And then it's drive and kick basketball if you can attack before they're set. And again, their size, Gobert is a defense unto himself with the rim protection. And then we had to withstand the run they made, and that was a good sign to be able to get through that as well. One at a time, man. Go ahead.
Did you notice that uptick in off-ball movement, cutting?
And instinctively, OG's very good at that. And we have a number of guys. Like I think Josh does it great. I think Dante does it great. And then when they go to the blitz or the double team, if we get to the right areas, now we can play off that and making the second pass. And I thought we had a number of plays off that. Julius got going. He started getting doubled. Then we played off that, and Jalen was getting blitzed throughout. So, but again, it's like I think we'll get better as time goes on with that. But I like the movement off the ball. But I think getting Jalen easier baskets and getting Julius easier baskets is helpful too. So like when the ball does come out, it's drive, pass, and oftentimes there's another drive, and now those guys are the ones that are left open, and the defense isn't set. So you're not working as hard to generate a shot.
I'm sure you mapped out a million different rotational possibilities over the last 48 hours. Why'd you settle on Jalen and OG kind of stacking at 7?
Yeah, and you're right. Like you look at all the possibilities, and there's, you think that it's going to work a certain way, and then what you don't have are the variables. Like you have foul trouble, you have matchups. They change their substitution pattern. So it'll be a work in progress. But I like that. Like Quentin has started, Dante started, Josh has started. So those guys are real comfortable going with both units, and I think that's helpful. And I think as time goes on, OG will get more comfortable with everything that we're doing as well. And same thing for Isaiah. Isaiah started with the second unit and then has gone to the first unit, but he was always going back and forth even when he was coming off the bench. So, but that's what you like. You like it to be interchangeable, and sometimes it's a guy gets going and we want to take advantage of that as well. So just put the team first. I thought there was great unselfishness tonight.
You wish you guys losing some ball handling, some creation with RJ and Greg.
Yeah.
Do you think it was important to make sure that you had Julius or Jalen on the floor?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. We also got to figure out what OG can add to the mix. And I want to, utilize Isaiah a little bit more as well. So I think all those things, factor into it. So, and there's a lot of work for us to do, period. Not just for the new guys, but for our entire team. And that's where we want the focus to be, is on daily improvement.
Jalen did that his best shooting game tonight. They had a career high 14.
Yeah. And that's, like, to me, and I always say this, is like, you're not going to shoot it great every night, but you can play well, even if you're not shooting well. So do other things, make plays, play great defense, hustle. And if you do that, the most important thing is finding a way to win and just contribute in any way that you can. Some nights it's just not your night, so it's someone else's night.
What did you see from Julius? 39, why was he able to be that effective?
Yeah, I thought getting some easy baskets, I think, was real helpful for him. And then, I think we played off the blitz, so we got, and again, I think when he gets going, we get some easy baskets where he doesn't have to work at it so much, where there's six eyes and 6 arms locked into him. Now you put someone in a long closeout and he's got momentum going downhill. He's impossible to guard in those situations. Getting some easy baskets in transition, offensive rebounds, those type of things. And then, I thought he read the game well.
You've typically had Julius and Jalen out there together basically all the time. Obviously, it's a little bit different look today.
Yeah.
Assuming we'll be going forward. How
A
much
great
change?
observation. You usually have your great players out there as much as you can. I'm just messing with you.
And obviously today that was different.
Yeah.
What will it change for you guys having them staggered a little bit?
Yeah, no, and it's I'm only messing with you. It's a great question. We want to see, so we got to learn the group, what gives us the best chance to win, and I liked how we, having one of them out there, you got a primary score, so you can play off that as well. And so we want to play in transition first. Then we want to get to the second side. We want to get downhill, but then we know we can go to things too if we feel like that's what we need. So, we'll see how it goes. And sometimes you end up in that anyway, based on you're looking at how you're matching up with certain people. So sometimes even though it's not your normal rotation, you might sub somebody at 6. Usually like when someone's subbing a primary score at 6, they're coming back at 3, right? So okay, when they come back, we're going to be matched up with them. So, but it's, and look, we have to figure out how we can get a good rhythm with both groups.
Tyler, can I just follow up?
No, you're at your quota. Go ahead. New Year. That's your resolution. Go ahead.
Ask as many questions as possible. You kind of mentioned off the cuff you want to utilize Isaiah more. Can you just expand on what you mean by that?
Just, to me, it's like, okay, they're blitzing, they were blitzing in a situation tonight, and even though he was the weak side guy, I wanted him flashing to the middle, so we can play off that. So, and then it allows Julius to space to the corner. Now we can hit him, and now it's a long closeout. So just use his instincts. I want him running the floor, and then he could always, after he runs the floor, come flash back up to the elbow, and then I want us to trigger action. So when we trigger action, right, when he gets the ball at the elbow, if there's a cut and then there's a replace, maybe we get the cut, maybe we get the replace. But it's hard to script your defense for those actions. Or dribble at the corner, overplay, we get the back door. So, and he's got a good feel for that. So I want to add that to the mix as well. And it's something that we've done, but I think we're probably going to do it a little bit more, particularly with the second group.